Okay. The gender gap. Okay. So, what is the gender gap in politics? Voting gender gap in the United States from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. The voting gender gap typically refers to the difference in the percentage of men and women voting for a particular candidate. What's the difference between political attributes? Okay. So, really, difference between political attitudes of men and women. So, basically, in politics, basically what men prefer, what men prefer, what men prefer, what women prefer, what women prefer, what women prefer. In certain issues, like earlier when we did the problem where it had the Democrat chart, I think this is the one. No. Yeah, this is the one. Women between ages of 18 and 29 identify as Democrats. So basically, men are like established. Like men can easily be established in America, and they can basically do what they want. Like they're like, just to say, a bad country is a good example. Like they're like first class citizens, but women can be like second or third class citizens. So they might be more likely to vote for a Democratic candidate because Democrats today they're like portrayed as like the heroes, or like they'll stand up for rights and stuff, and women still have to go through like there's like subtle like kick me downs. There's subtle discriminations and stuff. So women are more likely to vote for different people than men. Men, they're voting like, oh, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm gonna just vote for this to expand my interests, or vote for this or this ideology, or I'm gonna vote for this so I can get more stuff. Women would vote for like, oh, I'm gonna vote this to get more rights. I'm gonna vote this to get more respect. I'm gonna vote this to promote the environment, because of their particular situation. When you're like suppressed, your brain naturally sees like what's messed up around your environment, and you like want to build up the environment. So, but for real, this is literally just men and women who they think should politically be in control, or who should be political leaders. Okay, hold up. All right. According to the Constitution, which of the following decides the presidential election outcome in the event that a single candidate does not get a majority of electoral votes? 50. 50 Alright, 50C. Alright, the House of Representatives. Hold on, real quick. Alright, so when you're literally voting for the President of the United States, President of the United States, President of the United States, if somebody doesn't win the electoral vote, they don't win the electoral vote, they don't win the electoral vote, then the House of Representatives decides who's going to be the president. House of Representatives decides who's going to be president. House of Representatives decides who's going to be president. Hold up. It says right here, if no candidate receives a majority of electoral votes, the House of Representatives elects the president from the three presidential candidates who receive the most electoral votes. And along here, there's just a whole like line of succession of people who vote. Like if they can't do a decision, then the vice president and somebody. But yeah, basically, yeah, if the main voting process doesn't work, then they go through a whole process. This rarely happens. It happened like a few times in history, but yeah. Alright. For unanimous reasons, I have to go to the next question. Alright, if the vice presidency of the United States is vacated, the Constitution stipulates that the president must C. Appoint a new vice president with the approval of both houses of Congress. Basically, if the vice president leaves or resigns,